weird. I can't wait. This is what I want to do. Thank you so much for being here. The first one I ever went to was the Tracy that up until where network was up there playing the biggest place on the west of it, all net the ad dollars. So you sell all the commercials. Right. Yeah. So and now streamers are doing it too. I'm on my way there for oh wow. So the first time I went to Arden's Way. The first time I went to it, I was like, can't remember this much time. It seems like kind of do that, and like what the shows are, and why does it like the dog and pony of it, right? It's just, no, it's like, no, I'm serious. Like, it's that's true. That's true. 20 years. 20 years. 20 years in 2000. 2004 we came over together.
I'm looking for a Geiger counter.
It's impressive. I've watched every single episode of 16. I really have. I love it. I get back to that unit. So the next time you start looking at taking Richie down the neighborhood, then that's the reality turns into the nightmare because they don't feel the fun. Like I'm just going to put my time and have it before like this.
An ARC orbiter is en route. The safe window is closing. You have 10 minutes to return to Speranza. I repeat, 10 minutes.
Popular restaurant populated for the first month, whatever. Yeah, Chelsea probably stopped saying take care of this stuff. So that's it. And don't go crazy. It's a lot easier to make money on alcohol than it is on food. So if you go directly local, you know you spend more money naturally on their watch. So that's where you make it. But it's probably seasonal. It's got to be local. And you have to be more than that. So on the side, you can really be down to the budget side of it. Now we run into it in error. So with that, but that is But that's the thing that like this is yeah, I think it's important to change that every 2-4 years. So then we can take them to label. With a break, influence people on. Russians are ready to steal it functions 5 days a week, it's once a day, it's every Monday, so it's one week. Gold medal, the great water to the 14, but you have 14 more and this does, yeah. And it's not just about the pompous wine cellar, thick linen. It's about the food being consistent and the food being immaculate.
And it's not easy to get us. What it's not.
Yeah, I was going to ask
what
you,
you're waiting on
what's the
is
process? How do you
most difficult thing to do.
But like there are slightly smarter for some reason about hotel stars. Like there are certain things that hotel do in order to qualify for 4 stars versus 3, 5 stars versus 4. And what is it that gets you a star? What is it? So the first star is based on consistency and good food. The second star is another excellent that is very again it's great coffee. And third star is it's utter perfection, but perfection every day. Not just when the head chef's there, it's on a daily basis once a day. So go back to restaurant Gourmet, we've only got 10 tables. So everyone says, how do you maintain it? But if we cook 40 lunches and 40 dinners, they get the day. 64 stars. Yeah, but then you got your leaves, you know, yeah. And then how does it, so is it like this one folks that kind of go in the world, that let us know they're coming really soon, and you get it in for a while, and then they're like ratatouille, that's exactly that. I mean, they always maybe you'll introduce yourself once a year. And, maybe say, brother, I don't know. They say nothing. They just say that the words, they keep it very, very
He's hard to miss.
He's the best fucking hate everything. Yeah.
By the way, it is Mission Impossible, right?
Yeah. Oh, it's a game. I believe so.
Yeah, tell the story. You know the story of how they
No. I would have. Yeah. So I just wanted to bring
Apollo speaking. The cultural archives in Stella Montes are pretty well guarded, so don't forget to hum a suspenseful tune while you search for those movies.
And, yeah, beautiful.
Nothing up there. Ah, shit. Scraps.
I really want to do it. Once you get that, it's good. In a way that you be the next tour comes through, otherwise, you know.
Sure.
Yeah, I want to get into like where you like who was your inspiration? Really? Was your I mean, with your business and in your restaurant, in your life, I mean, just go and go and go. And like, again, I think I'll be honest. I think that's growing up in poverty. In a way, that's who I was coming from a Catholic faith, sort of hard area. School was like home in your trousers and your mum. And so never happened on your knees, which then actually turned out quite cool. Getting pulled out by your mates to get them to line up in the village of this, which and then, of course, the biggest embarrassment I had was the French and the brother. And that we never bought independent. So we had to go for that.
Nice. Hey, knock it off, dude.
And they just feel so bad because they knew you had been.
When did you know? So
Fuck you.
You know that, like, you have taken out of Europe and part of that, I have to get my situation.
was it from that moment? Yeah.
Yeah, I was, first off, as you know, I started with something, so I had a really strong sport. At the age of 18, I got released from Blackpool Rangers in a way that I was in their academy, and I got...
You played under 14 football, right?
Yeah, under 14, under 16, under 18. Yeah. Because I was so big and sort of lanky and fast, I sort of played 2 years above my station. Right. So I was playing in a game, it was a friendly game, pre-season friendly game, so I got involved in a horrific, smashed my cartilage and tore my cruciate ligament. I naturally left-footed. Back in those days, you weren't, and you never naturally left-footed was quite rare, and then I got sort of released, Gary, then told me that Barry, sorry, goodbye. And then I got into basic college course. So football is a little bit football. Yeah, I mean, yes, it's exactly that. It's sort of but it got me into a level of discipline. Most importantly, I accept, I really do. Well, do like that. You're not, you want to be able to just play out, you know? So like, my count, my good count, I was so good. Still
Oh, man.
Anybody knows how to get into the safe?
Everybody 4 or 5 times your mind, they can't on the left side. They just make it sense. But wouldn't be ways that will care when you get this is what what's that they always tell you there's a compromise and afterwards. Some of the lives, extensive details might be like that.
Right, zero sugar, it's different. It's the lemon lime flavored refreshment you want with zero sugar.
So, no fat point?
No caveat. Just refreshment. This is Sprite Zero Sugar. Obey your taste.
One of the hardest parts about B2B marketing is reach the right audience. So when you want to reach the right professional, use LinkedIn ads. LinkedIn has grown to a network of over 1 billion professionals, and that's where it stands apart from other ad buys. You can target your buyers by job title, industry, company, role, seniority, skills, company revenue. LinkedIn will even give you an extra $250 credit on your next campaign, so you can try it yourself. Just go to linkedin.com/smartless. That's linkedin.com/smartless. Terms and conditions apply. Now back to the show.
That's interesting, the discipline, because you are, and Sean said it, you're so driven, but you also come across as a very disciplined person. You, as I mentioned, you travel a lot, you have a break so many things on your plate, forgive the pun, but you have many things on your plate. And I wonder, do you attribute some of that to the discipline that you did learn early on from being part of a team, from being involved in sports so early?
Yeah, I mean, the concessions are dangerous games. When you start intelligence, when you start thinking, you start putting out the technique, you start looking around, the second, third, all of a sudden, you're then accustomed. And so, I've got that level of discipline that is not there to be dodged. Especially when members of the league, we've only eaten there as a family. We've only eaten there restaurant 27 years, 3 times. Once was to Megan to celebrate the 16th birthday. Once was with friends, and the last time I ate was with Chris when we were filming Burn. With Bradley. And we had dinner together, and he said, when you're off, I said, no, I'm embarrassed. Yeah, what, of your success? No, not so much of success. I'm just embarrassed about how flush this thing, because we never do it with it. You know, great, you know, work, but I don't want to indulge in that stuff. Discipline coming back again. But having that opportunity to excel so early in soccer and giving yourself a sense of classic, now that you, once you came into a leadership position, did you find that you were eager to give that opportunity to your staff, whether it be chef, prep chef, or I mean, how did that inform the way that you led folks? The non-control freak in me. And I suppose, getting to the very top and winning that championship stuff, I just had some 100-kid jobs, which was cooking and nutrition stuff for me. So, after soccer match, I'd go there and have the veg shop. So, it was mainstream food, but she installed that work ethic in me. And so, I knew that I got to the very top if I didn't delegate at the age of 33 to teach beneath me in a way that you got everyone up to that platform. I would kill myself, because it is that relentless unless you take a step back. So 1 minute you're playing music, next minute you're conducting the orchestra, and the orchestra of those 25 chefs on a daily basis. You then have to teach quickly and offload what you've got to empower the others to get on that platform.
It's so funny, because oftentimes when you see, especially when they come to commercials together through the various shows, they sort of cast you as the guys when you're being really hard at the restaurant, and they're slow, and they're dumb, and you're smart, and you're the villain, or you're the star, but you're the villain, or you're the good guy, you're saving them, but you're square level. And I think that there's like this, certainly before I ever watched the show, when I saw those things, the misconception I had was that it was all ego, and in fact, you understand that it's very little ego in it. You understand that the restaurant or the business is the star. And everybody has to be on board, pulling towards making that thing succeed.
Exactly, yeah. Otherwise, you spent decades as a busy idiot. And I'll be honest, seriously, because you just spent, the hours are on social media, the money shit on the journey, like it is. And so you've got to value that process. And so when I started realizing all these issues, it was about, the lack of income. You've got to get them on the same page. And so, yes, it's brutal. Yes, I'm honest. Yes, I am absolutely in their face. And it's really frustrating when they're not listening, right? Which is nightmare. Let's not forget. I don't rock up on that. They do ask me in there. That's right. And they promised me they have cleaned up before I got there. So yeah, cleaned up. And it's still a shithole. What was it like 2 weeks ago? Yeah, but the psychological thing that you take on is so funny. One of the greatest one-liners you have is you got when you're like a one-hit wonder, except your one hit is fucking burned. I got a huge one. Bringing a massive in my pocket. And the restaurant. There's a mouse on the top of the floor. I said, look, we're about to close the doors. Fucking mouse. And I say, stop it. You brought that in. I said, look, because yes, the bowl comes back. We bowl the canvas back. Yeah, play the tape. Please play the tape. I don't do that shit. Are you saying that I put this mouse in? Yes. I saw you shake your leg as you came through the door and shook the mouse out of your ankle. That's Ratatouille. This is how it's been 2 weeks ago.
What's the grossest, without naming it, what's the grossest situation you ever walked into in a restaurant?
It's every episode.
I know, but there must be one that stuck with you that's like,
Oh, God. I think recently I was in one restaurant and, sort of the hot plate, the hut, but everything comes to the side. So I think the taco jacket there was like rice and lentils and grains. And I thought one of those jars was smashed. But it was full of lentils and grains. And until I got up close personal, I didn't realise it was actually full of rat shit. Yeah. So I said to the chef, hey, have you seen what's on top of the, this stuff is ink with it close up. But it's rat shit. He said, I'll never clean it. But when are you going to clean it? He said, what are you expecting? Fucking shoot the rat. I said, no, clean your shithole. And so, this is clean. But then I go, into the hot plate, with all these really bad things going on, that I think my braces become like little bullets on the upper of the path. Bro,
Jesus, this person so
yeah, another one line aside of the last time. He said, it might have been recently, he said, you're so fucking useless to make a bloody brick wall. Sometimes, I don't know what's coming out of it, you know that. Sometimes I get to be reminded of that. Well, I wish it was. Well, what really does let us know, but I would imagine that your button gets pushed when you see people really not kind of rowing in the same direction, like not really being a good team member, or is it lack of work ethic or concentration? What is it that really gets you? Laziness. The work thing. Anyone can bring into it, especially when you're working hard and people around you aren't where you are. Yeah, exactly that. And there are so many funny people. And I always consider tiny little problems become one big problem. But when chefs start cutting corners in our business, it's the beginning of the end. And also, hygiene. No, seriously, there's nothing worse than a sweaty fat fuck that comes out of that kitchen and goes to the table and he's got dehydrated skin, he's got a bit of sunburn, he's sweating from the armpits, he's putting out the black, and he asks you, how's your fucking lunch? Yeah, I mean, the worst question, first of all, you should never send that food if it wasn't good anyway, so don't ask the question. Secondly, it's a bad answer. Correct. It's gross, and so chefs need to be a lot more careful, not just as a marketing, but just common sense. So I hate emotions, I hate slobs, I'm not good at that.
What do you guys, I don't know what kind of these are when I walk into a restaurant. They're really pretty trivial.
Does it start with welcome in?
Well, first of all, welcome in.
Welcome in.
If I own a restaurant, welcome in. I fucking hate that sort of folksy bullshit.
No, right? This is
Half a day. Somebody's like, oh, they go half a day.
Take over for touch base.
Yeah, compliment is gone. But also, when a waiter says, so tonight's chef is preparing, like, I don't know shit. Like, he's not referring to me. Yeah. He's doing a great, it's going to be put on a plate. Oh, is it? I hope so.
Yeah, or soup of the day. What was it? Well, it's a roasted carrot and cumin. And what was the soup day yesterday? Roasted carrot and cumin. What was the soup last week? Roasted carrot and cumin. So soup of the fucking month. Yeah, okay. And it's really soft. You should smell the whole. It really is soft. Because I like it. But it's all right. It's pretty. It's like you could put it over a chicken sauce. No. Soups are magical. I remember going to the age of 22. I was a girl without a pocket biscuit. I had become French. And not only was I running away from the past, but I just wanted to memorize that in France and become French. And my first job on the Garmon Chef, the sort of staff section, was making this rocky fish. So they get me these heads of broccoli and the water, and I thought we would get a picture of vegetable stuff. But all it was rolling water, beautiful water, nicely seasoned, the fluorescent, the little flats of broccoli, cooked for 2 minutes so it can lose the taste. Then you drain those broccoli. And then from there, you can water the broccoli with cooked in, and you puree the broccoli and the water back to it. And it's both natural, delicious, flavoured broccoli soup. 2 ingredients, broccoli and water. And then, of course, it gets stuck into the family thing. So it goes to the and it was so beautifully done. So no, soup is not a fucking sauce.
It's the best. It looks like a tree. Yeah. And then a popper.
My mother was British. She was always sort of just like, oh, well, just, you know, Britain is never really known for its great food. Why is that? And I hear that it has changed now. You walk us through that?
Yeah, I mean, I got the piss. And then you take it out of me. Yeah, when I was in the 90s. So we had the yeah, roast beef, fish and chips, mushroom soup. I think it was great.
Because it was heavily influenced from?
I think it was the mining in a way that it was like meat and two veg. It was that sort of uninspired way of cooking was just absolutely great. And so I couldn't wait to get out of the UK to go and sort of get on that journey and start searching. And so France was bedrock. You get birth at one country, and then from France I went to Italy, from Italy I went to Spain, and then from Spain, I came across and spent a year on this incredible yacht, traveling around the world, looking at multiple cultures. So now the UK is this stunning melting pot of Central Europe, 26 miles away from us, and it's got some of the best food in Europe. We can rub shoulders with France. We can rub shoulders in the US. Yeah, it's a nation to be proud of.
Not to get political, but do you think Brexit kind of is dulling the cuisine influence?
I think it's putting a bit of a sort of wedge between those incredible countries. It's a huge wedge. So yeah, I never get into politics. I shit because nothing comes neutral and make but
But the influence of all of those countries that are so close to England, I'm sure, that help to influence the cuisine.
What do you think? Lay the rest of this in front of us. I think we can describe dinner, is supper, tea, and where they all fit, and what time of day they fit, and how they can be distinguished one from the other.
Yeah, it's a great question. First of all, I went to school with Forest, which is school. We didn't use milk, we used it with so I remember my father saying to me that I'm going to be making your oatmeal with salt. I said, that was, so I prepared them salt. Okay. So we start off with oatmeal. And then lunch is just the basic stuff. And then you come home to your tea. And tea is a dinner, but it's called tea because you never get dinner with the hospital. You went home with tea. And sometimes that would be a chicken sandwich, sometimes that would be fish and chips, steak, kidney pie, but you had your tea. And back in those days, you got what your mum served, right? You never questioned it.
Is that not traditionally at 4 o'clock?
No, I think you're thinking of a sort of ice tea with the afternoon tea.
That's different.
Oh, right. That's nice. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, tea's different.
So you hear like a guy coming back, especially 50, 60 years ago, a guy came back from that culture. Go to have his tea, right?
That's exactly that. Going home to tea. Yeah.
Does the United States have elevated cuisine at all? I mean, like,
Oh my God. Definitely.
Yeah.
Absolute definitely without that.
okay. I mean, you almost have to go to the cities, like the big cities, to get it, right?
Yeah, I think the biggest shock when I first came over here a year ago was just the size of the breakfast.
And then on the side of the breakfast, you've got a fucking fruit salad on your breakfast as well. So it turns into like a mini dessert. That's not the way you start the day, right? God, they make the most important meal of the day, but it should be your lightest meal. It's built up to that. Push it on the tour. So sort of eat because it's great. Everyone's like, not hungry? No, we've just grown up grazing because if you don't taste everything before it goes out, then you have to perfect that level of utter, beautiful, stunning food. So in small foods, it's like this kind of need. I think your last time we saw me, like, you just picking? Yeah. You just got really quickly to the girl.
And excited is that what's the last day you describe in the stage with this focus?
Tianwen here. Listen up. Look for administrative terminals, security stations, anything that might still respond to input. Whatever's in that safe must be valuable.
What other than naturally French cuisine, which is the granddaddy of them all in a way. Other than going up there, what is your sort of guilty pleasure meal going up there? Yeah, I mean, not definitely with the French yeah, so don't worry, they're not I do. You speak Italian too and Spanish? Yeah, but I mean, French, that's where we still got Russian. Yeah, I had a I think that's the most romantic way of describing things. You do actually see people say, I'm fucking monsieur. Stuff with all. But it is good. Other than oh, God. I'm a big fan of in and out right now. Yeah, I'm just doing a great
Is that just start with snack burger? And what you do is literally just make the patties not back into you make it in little
yeah, and it's like the social media yeah, and the bun too, right? The bun a little bit more sugar and the whole thing. Because whenever I was in a hotel, it was like the burger, and you couldn't get the mouth there, and so they have to say you want to cook, your blood pressure thing going up. Like you have to fix the burger. So also you get a much better caramelization aspect of that this smashing immediately, and then it was being prepped on that chicken. What's the difference? What's the slow pepper? What happens if you make it really well? In your opinion, that's two things. When we took up that, we did that before. I sort of really we did a stretch back. And then that's like your top belt. That's like even a fucking pastry. I don't think I've ever had it. I'll send you the picture. Second, someone else. Something for me, either something. I mean, because anything, anything that is just under whatever, nothing, all of that, and then
Bà đang giờ nó xảy rồi. Nó hết.
It's incredible. Let me tell you, I'm going to make it for you. So, hey, so forward to the house, somebody wants to put a little house.
Toda la puta vida.
No. I think it's defined any place coming in. It's something
Tío, agarrar esa poronga y parece la poronga de
Is it free food, very fresh, or if you take your table food, free, that just flows to the boat of that. All right, that's what you would do. We can go that was like it's very well. That was the one thing I do. I tell you what, you're my pleasure, and you'll take it. And your pleasure and everything else.
negocios.
Yeah, I love each one. And want to be fashion. Yes, they go great. Eggs, we can eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That's the nice thing about eggs. That's the simplicity behind eggs. And it's something I taught all the kids, our kids, to make big, thick, great scrambled eggs.
And is it true that the cholesterol in eggs has been yourself? Are they fine for you? Is what I hear?
It's fine. We don't eat that eggs. So we do some of those, make it in the eggs. That's what we do. We'll be right back. Whole Foods Market is your go-to destination for flavors inspired by regions across the world. Explore the store for yellow signs on big trails and brands like Diego, Queso, Race, and Elton bring together as a big community. The prepared foods department of Whole Foods Market has dinner-time TV with empanadas, burritos, soups, and more. Explore the frozen food aisle for 365 brand taquitos at great low prices. Save on regional flavors at Whole Foods Market. Listener, are you getting maximum your energy? I'm a bigger Well, I'm with you. And for me, that usually means by design for sustained energy, fuel that you can reach for when you're running, hiking, riding, or pushing through workouts. This bar delivers fast action and energy it's really big, tastes good. Flavorful things will always improve manner to 11 grams, 13, 600 milligrams. This bar is still crafted by so, in the bar.
They always tell you there's a catch.
Sounds about it.
Sprite Zero Sugar is this. It's the lemon lime flavored refreshment you want with zero sugar. So, no caveat. Just refreshment. This is Sprite Zero Sugar. Obey your taste.
All right, back to the show. But to go back to your kids, because you were 6 years, right? Children, and I read that you missed the birth of your first 4 kids. Is that right? Well, you're going to shit here. That's my mother. I know, but my wife didn't want me in there. Yeah, why? First of all, I want my mum and your mum. You're not going to fucking see me in that place. Get out of there. Okay. So that was perfect. I've got that decision down. When the kids finally arrived in the theatre for our 5th baby, I fucking snapped like a whip, and I blacked out on skirt. Yeah. What was the baby? Well, they said what you were listening to, and it was coming from the sunroof. So a lot of promotion stuff.
The C-section?
Yes.
Yeah, I've been there. Yeah.
It's the room, yeah.
All three of my sons.
I said, can you play Ed Sheeran? So started playing there, but you turn up the volume, like an all these noise, you turn the volume, and then all of a sudden I saw 2 more doctors dive in, looked in the floor, and there was blood everywhere. They popped them out, and then they came straight over to me, and I went, whoa, yeah, that's not bad, and then I flashed like a fucking idiot.
I said you can picture very low.
I love that song.
I know, me too. It was so bizarre.
That's great. And then, Gordon, how do you, for asking, but I think it's incredible you have all of these business ventures. You go, you just go
to drive the ambition, the success. What is your rules of balancing all of the family life and the work life?
Yeah, that's a great question. So balance is critical. We've got the right kind of support. Every time we were filming throughout the US, the kids would come with us, and then we would take them out of school 2 weeks early, put them back 2 weeks late, so we'd do the film schedules around the school schedules. It's a lot easier now. We have 4 amazing kids, and then it's a crazy idea to go back for more. And so there's quite a big gap. Megan, she's our oldest, she's 26, she's an incredible police officer back in London. Then we have a friend at 25, Jackson Hall being commando, policies at fashion, and then there's Matilda, who's 23, who's literally come back from culinary school, you believe, in a beautiful school called Ballymaloe. I am a little bit miffed the fact she didn't ask me to train her. She's got off elsewhere. She's seen the show Justice Hall. Yes, she's seen the show Justice Hall.
So it sounds like you made all your kids have, did they all work for guys everyone having a job? Direction?
Yeah.
And you never flew, you always make them fly coach or something, or like you
And I tried to explain to them that they could do the money when they land. If they're all getting on, and getting off together. So understand the difference. And secondly, no disrespect, I mean, they're all this tenure. They don't need to get stuff well. Even as a teenager, they shouldn't be used to that kind of exposure.
Right. So you get up, you'll walk a bread roll first class back. Right roll. And the bread's so hot up front. Here's the bubble. I'll be right back. I'll be back in about an hour to check on you. Yeah. Back in
I said, don't fucking lie and do not disturb us for the next 12 hours.
You're doing them a service though. Because otherwise you're depriving your kids of learning how to live life and how to do things you don't survive that way.
Yeah, and also removing the hunger, right? Yes. And so it's not about excelling at school with A stars and, A's. I think it's about creating individuals.
Give them a direction of something that they want to do, right?
And values. Give them the values, and school learns values. And they can't depend on the money.
I'm not perfect at it. I'm not suggesting that I am, but I'm.
Because I got Netchets on the other line. They want to talk to you about your parents next week.
No, but I mean, look, you got your daughter. You got her into directing, and she came to work on your show. You got her sort of into the thing and into direction. And I got my kids are working this summer. They're teenagers. They've got jobs.
Give them a start and then see what they do with it.
Exactly.
I want them to have an idea of what it takes to make their own living and take care of themselves.
I worked at a forensic.
We don't care. Jesus, unreal Gordon's here. He's talking about he's going to use
I'm trying to speak. Let the people get. I didn't know what I was doing. How do you feel? What is it? So the rest of the kids know you love, you killed it, and then you get into the television business, you know it, you love it, you're killing it. Is there a similarity between the two? Is there an appeal that is shared with both, or you love one over the other, or how does that all fit?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, I think it's the level of creativity that I enjoy most about the TV. Creative and social council, so I'm always so believing taking those things down the and so there's nothing worse. If something gets cancelled, the pocket, I'll come with a better idea and say, don't take me down, take me down. Also, I think not standing still. I think that's one thing growing up watching Mum and the 3 jobs. Yeah. Even Christmas Day, we would at 5 p.m. in the afternoon because I knew she'd come in from the night shift working in a hospital. So you grow up with that work ethic. I mentioned it earlier. Not just the fear of not having you there, but just the value you have where you are and how long it's taken to master your craft, and that crossover into the TV world is sort of hand in glove because it's real. Okay, the shows are real. I take it serious. It's not about live camera action. I'm not a big fan of the shiny raw stuff. I love the raw stuff, if I'm honest.
Well, Rob is not a good thing.
He's always like that.
He loves the shiny floor.
But even when we are on the shiny floor, I want to keep it real. Okay, I want to keep it really real.
Right. Are you able to stop and enjoy the delivery and all the success? I mean, every time we talk about your shows and your work, you love what you do and you feel that, like you said, you can feel so well. Are you able to stop and go, wow, look at this, and actually take vacation and have that? Does that have yourself in the back?
Yeah, I'm not very good at having a couple of minutes. That's what I do when I'm off on it. Every 6 months, there's either an Ironman or a marathon, and so there's this sort of date that I feel about the food. My next Ironman is coming
So my wife, the beach as well, she loves that we spend a lot of time together. So when I'm cycling and running, and so we have that nice little balance to get into one another. I'm not even scared that much of exercise. For me, it's the way it goes. It's great. Right? Is that what you just do? Yeah, we have a fear of exercise. Yeah, I might start sweating. Fear of exercise. What's your strongest sport, or what's your weakest? What's in the bike? I'm the worst at the I'm a bit maybe in the people start in Hawaii from home. And the two national speakers, and then they, February, September, or Canada, like the Lord. And what's people like YouTube running, and then particularly it's been 3.8K, no wetsuits, there's a lot of salt in that water between that 2 pillars. I've got my dog in there, I'm looking underneath. Everywhere. Corremos, voy. That's what I meant. I got out of the swing, super relaxed, and then onto the bike, because it's music. And then I'm unconscious with it. I think that's the most important part about it. Something else. Now I'm the whole that I don't know that.
JB, you like that? You have a dedicated quality to your workouts, so like you run.
I do, yeah. It's just nice. It's just the discipline, right? And it's solitary. It's you against your body, your will, your discipline. I do enjoy it. Hey, you mentioned your mom a couple of times. Are you still with us? Is she able to contribute your success?
Yeah. From 78, actually down in Chelsea, that's my first mission after doing a third mission star was after selling out to go and get that into the band and bust it. So that really changed that. After winning a third star, the first time we ever come into any money, I went and bought Mum her first house. And so I had to have that in a city. That she's never grown up with. It was just one of the most exciting moments in my life. We're still there.
Yeah, I love you guys. We said she really burned through those birds and get the hell out of there. It's been the last spot.
It ripped the rear views off too, right?
You go. Honestly. Oh my God. While the wheel was spinning, you ripped the moving out the window, and I'm getting ripped on and Tracy both in the forehand with it. Then the tires cracked up, and off you went. Can't explosive then. Wait, Lord, but so many similarities to her, but my mom, super hard work, she was workforce, like I learned everything from her. But really for 5 years, yeah, I was nowhere. And similar, I just have a lot of the same drive. And great to talk to you about all that. I get it. I get where it's like a mom has to, it's the best thing you can ever do. By the way, it's my mom. I did this big moment for her. I moved under kind of a monocle. Yeah. My mom was one eye important. She has big and so I moved into her condo and apologized for the basement and for all of us living. And I had big movie that bus home where I filled it out with parts. Well, literally, she just had to bring her toothbrush. And she walks in, so shocked, so surprised. She climbed her eye. She literally touched the couch and she said, I don't know that I would have picked out that couch, but everything else is like that and that instead of like that really accepted her mom. That's crazy. I remember when she came to the house for the first time and she got a bit of energy and coffee and I said,
Someone came in and said, this is Wendy's and I come in the bar. I can run my own bar, thank you very much. I'm like, oh my God. But yeah, and then I flew over to LA and we got to keep my house up in LA and it was a job starting and it was a dream. And she was out for the kids last time and I kept for a run from there. I came back and I said, it's wondering, she's amazing.
Watch out there, watch out.
They're watching the neighbour for 10 years of Stevie Wonder who lived next door to us. And the completely dark, yeah. And mum didn't know it was Stevie Wonder. Yeah, mum. I'll pop round and ask you like to kids. No. Don't pop round to your neighbour's house. Do that. That's the first to take you away. Don't tell the girl fellows who used to come in my house. Completely like how one went to right? When did that come out by then? Like May? Yeah. When did the maybe it's already out. So like sort of a montage, okay, so it's already out by the time this comes. Yeah. By the time this comes very up. Why do you think this one of those things that I can't get enough of food shows? And why do you? What is the huge deal? What's the people that are upset? Why don't they such a watching on food? I know, but still, why would you want to watch somebody do it? Like, I think to make yourself feel better, everyone wants to be better. I do exactly that. I think, you know, there's so much love about it. There's so much and it's emotional, and so it's very relationship. I've learned in the last 20 years working with producers. Is it the show? Yeah. I can't wait to see it. It looks so good. No, in the world, I can make clappy shows, but it's a fair will. It's something that you it's intimidation. You know, you can listen every once in a while how to do it. That's one thing about it. Yes. What it is. No, Sean? No, it's like I'm not interested. You know, I'll get like in the winter, I'll get into baking and I'll bring these guys like over stuff like that. I make a lot of like, and then once I get into the rhythm of like cheesecake and cookies or whatever it is, right? I'm like, oh, it's okay. I kind of see it, but it's the masking and the cleaning. Yeah, that's the thing that keeps me away from it. The ratio between the prep, the cook, the cleanup versus the eating and the enjoyment. Small wedge. Yeah. It's the eating. I don't want to eat that thing. No, it's so much to clean up in the prep. I actually get into that. And I also love the fact that there's a roadmap, like a recipe book. It's just like you literally tell step by step what you need to do to get it. What looks great and it's going to taste great. It's done to you. But the fulfillment is in me. Okay, when you get over those bumps, you see that thing on the plate, right? But I will say that with the team, but I will say that the thing I do understand about what you do is when you do make something great and you're sure that somebody says, that's the best blank or whatever I've ever had. There is like a ego boost, like I'll get that, like that, you know, right there. What you can do for all the future about this people is you have to make colors and, you know, you have to be natural, absolute bullshit. From a, yes. I'm a little bit different to a lot of chefs. I teach my chefs to taste first before we learn, because you don't understand how to taste properly, should be good, you know. Few chefs don't taste that food. So we go through a little sort of series of blind taste tests where we'll have 5, 7, 9, 11 items on the plate, and they cannot get unless you understand the taste. So blindfold on, keep doing it at a time, try to taste, try to texture. I love that word flavor. Yeah, I think it's the same, but that's really cool stuff. But come on, guys, you really cook and wash those. Growing up, and Mum was never really interested in the fact that you just got in, some beef and wash up. I'm a very smart, I tell you what, I don't make a mess. I sort of see why the rest go, what else to do going on. So, yeah, it's just really cool. All right, I'm going to try to get a question. You like your partner, what part do you drive and how do you live? That's really good. There's a lot of times now, but really, I love that music films. The places we've worked together for 20 years. And the only way I really get to understand this story up and down there, bringing in May Silverstone. Silverstone and Thruxton are two big tracks. Thruxton's the biggest track in the UK. And what's your favorite one to drive? Oh, I'd say these are favorite. Yeah, I would say some of that release of the year of 2004, or the Ferrari SP3 ones that extraordinary piece of kit. How many cards did you get? I think it's about 94. 94 cars. Very cool. That's really cool. That's really cool. I love that. So you based on that one piece that I would do. What is the other shit that you would do? What's another thing that you absolutely cannot stand? Old phone. Let's see phone. When chefs start aerating stuff and putting foam on a plate, that's for your fucking chin. You shave with foam. Don't fucking eat it. Right. And that disgusting, sticky, insected balsamic brain. I love it. Yeah. I'm with you. Yeah. I hate that shit. And one kind of one too that you. Yeah, I live with one dish.
Se caga la piña. ¿Lo colaban algo?
No. No, just a beautiful flashback. Don't deter from the flow. No. Just about Are you serious? Nice. Really? No, was less tomato. No, they put less tomato there to make you feel fucking better as if it's healthy.
Here's your salad. We've become accustomed. I like yellow mustard. I do too. In the last 5 years of old school plain yellow. It's the best.
It's the best. In New York, they don't do it. Just how they do it. Anyway, so anyway, I've been such a fan for so long. I really have watched every episode, and I was just in the UK a couple months ago for a session I found, and I never knew it existed. Just Nightmare Swam before we came here to do it, and I was like, "What was that movie?" I was like, I watched every episode of that. I love it. I love you. I just love everything you do. So I thank you for doing that. Congratulations, Partner, by the way. It's my one true go-to every week. You'll be download, and thank you guys. It's an honor to have you. It's so good to see you. Thanks, Card. Cheers, guys. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Jason. Bye.
You barely think you did know JBC. That like that's the last thing. Like, oh yeah, thanks, Jason.
Couldn't remember the name.
No,
sorry, that's a tough one.
So, because he was going to say Justin, like everybody else, right? He was going to say thanks, Justin.
Right. I got one the other day. It had been a while.
I'm so bummed because I really watch everything he does, and I was so excited to bring him on and surprise you guys. And it's like, you're like, oh, hey, Gordon, what's going on? I was like, I didn't know you knew
Jason
him.
and I saw him recently.
Well, sorry, we're not like some crazy super cooking show fans, freak.
No, I didn't know you knew
I've never seen one of his shows, but I will.
They always tell you there's a catch.
Allstate. Checking Allstate first could save you hundreds on car insurance. Fast, smart. Not checking the day's weather forecast before breaking that new state. Big E. Confidence first and satisfaction after moving to golf. Fast in the world what? Reality. Yeah, checking first is smart. So, check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate. Essential savings very simple to find conditions and availability. Allstate North American strength between Australia and Northwest Canada. Hey guys, I'm honored to be with you and go through something. I thought you guys might be ready. Gilbert Miller doing something with the site page, doing something like a material bars, right? And I got 50 by 92 practice. Energy drinks came through juice, coffee soda, ice cream, barbecue sauce, and steak. Open the service.
great day at work. I did. What was talking about that?
No, yeah. You get a new one this week? No, I did get a new one, but I went and ate lunch by myself. I had really bad sleep. Then I went and got 5 bucks. Well, putting an ice cream on the way home. I'm like, this is it. This is solo. This is on the go. This is to make you.